copies while they last. Stop the presses.
And now for something completely different.
There are no safe spaces here. The truth shall make you free. So you want the truth, but can you handle the truth? And what did we learn? Well, here's another fine mess you've gotten us into.
The Craig L. Hayes Show. Just thinking, where we talk about everything else.
Hello, America, family, friends, listeners all around this planet we call home. This is Just Thinking, the Craig L. Hayes Show. And yes, we talk about everything else. And lately I've been on a little bit of exposing a few things about what's going on in this country and around the world, particularly about what's going on with the Sharia law, Islam, Islamists, Islam in general, Muslims, the whole nine yards. Just my belief that they don't have any real right to be in this nation in so many ways, shapes, and forms. And that does not make me a Islamophobe. That just makes me acknowledge that their belief system does not conform to our Constitution and the laws of our land. Therefore, why are they here? And to that end, oh, I forgot to say, we're coming to you from the Northern Command Center here in Enterprise, Utah, on the day before Thanksgiving, the 26th of November, 2025. Back to my rant. It's not really a rant, it's just a thought process, and sometimes I get a little excited about it, folks, and sometimes I will get angry with it, and I try not to, because I want to be more of deliver my message in peace and such, but sometimes just the thought of things that are going on in this country makes me just boil over a little bit. Sorry about that. Let's get back to the topic. I'm going to pick on and use as example a group of people who have been coming here for over 30 years, have refused to assimilate, and then once they got their numbers high enough in certain communities, took the communities over and started imposing their belief system through Sharia law on the people in those communities. Those people I'm talking about are the Somalians, people who came from Somalia, which I don't understand why we opened up the door and said, yeah, all you people come here from Somalia. Somalia was a terrorist nation before, we went over and tried to feed them over in the 90s, early 90s. George H.W. Bush, tried feeding them, and all they did is just their what do you want to call it, the commanders, their lords, or whatever you want to call it, killed everybody who didn't conform to getting food like they were supposed to. And, they took the whole process over. And to solve that problem, for some reason, George H.W. Bush decided that these people should be allowed to come to America in mass numbers. Why? Why? Did you not look at the nation they were living in and see that it was let's call it a shithole? And how was bringing that mentality to this nation going to fix anything in this nation? And if you go back and look in these communities where these guys have been running stuff for the last 30 years, have been living in there, it's just like where they left. Have these people put up any new buildings that are gorgeous, office complexes? No. You know what they've done? Taking all the money that they can through illegal purposes, through food stamp process, through SNAP, through Medicaid, through all these different things, and they've stolen it. How is it that the people in this, I can't remember if it's Dearborn or in Minneapolis, where there's a population of around 3 million. And in these communities where some Somalians are running it, they can have over 300 million claims for Medicaid. And our stupid-ass government, see, this is why I have to be careful because I start getting upset about stuff. Our stupid government, especially under Democrats, the Bidens and the Obamas, and the rest of these pieces of garbage, Clinton, didn't see that this was fraud, stop it, arrest them, and deport them. No, they let them even more come into this country. They keep letting people come into this country who do not want to assimilate. They do not want to become Americans. They do not want to become one of us. E pluribus unum, from many, one. From many nations, one nation. Believe in your religion as you wish. Believe in the speech that you want to say as you wish. But become an American. Leave your third world shithole ideas there. But no, you bring them and you want to impose them here. And we're not stopping it. Because someone says, oh, it's their religion, we can't do anything. It's because, no, it's not because of the religion, because they don't assimilate. They don't become one of us. They don't become anything like us. Look at that piece of garbage, Ilhan Omar, that's a congresswoman in the United States Congress, who always goes out there and spouts crap like she's still persecuted. She's still having a hard time living in this country as a Muslim woman. Really? You're a congresswoman. How the hell did you get there? If you're being prosecuted, persecuted, treated roughly as a woman, how did you get in there? And it's not about your religion. It's your ideology. Your ideology is taking this country over and imposing Sharia law. Screw you. It's not going to happen. Y'all keep pushing this stuff. We're going to play, remember the Cowboys and Indians things? We can always go down to cowboys and Islamists. People, open up your damn eyes. Put a titanium rod down your back and strap it on and make sure that you get a spine. Stand up to this crap. Don't allow it. Trump. Okay, so you're designating the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist organization in some countries. Do something about that. Do something about that here. Do something about that in designating CAIR, C-A-I-R, the Coalition of American Islamic Relations. Designate that as a terrorist organization because they are part of the Muslim Brotherhood. And anybody who's associated with that, affiliated with that, part of that, believes in it, supports it, deport them. This is not hard. Fixing these things is not hard. It merely takes willpower. Do we let our nation become England? Do we allow our nation to become Europe? We've allowed, not to the extent of Europe and England, we've allowed a 7th century barbarian mentality to come into our country and allowed them to expand and grow and have influence, and allowed them to not have to assimilate. George H.W. Bush, you are a traitor. Rest in peace, but you're still a traitor. Clinton, Bush, all you guys, all you presidents, Obama especially. Trump, you need to do more. And Biden, You're a total traitor, allowing 12 million people to come into our country illegal. You've allowed this disease, it's a cancer, to come into our country and grow and metastasize. Instead of cutting it out when it was small and becoming a problem and sending it away, sending it back to where it came from, you've allowed it to grow. Europe is lost. England has lost. If the people of England do not unite and stand up against this and demand that all these people be deported out of their country, England will fall and become a total Islamic nation. You people ruled the world. Your empire was everywhere in the world. And now a bunch of Muslims, barbarians from the 7th century, have come into your country and conquered you. Because of one thing, you turned your back on the one true and living God. The true God of Islam is Satan. Satan is the God of death and destruction. They worship death and destruction. They worship Satan. I don't care what they say about, oh no, our God is, Allah. No, your God is Satan. Because our God is a God of peace and love. Your God is a God of violence. It is a cult. I'm just not picking on the people of Somalia that have been allowed to come into this country and should now be deported, sent back. I'm picking on them as an example. But my example is for all of them, from any Muslim nation, from any sect of Islam that has come here and decided they do not want to assimilate. They do not want to support, defend, and honor the Constitution of the United States and our laws, but would rather overthrow it and impose Sharia law. I'm talking to you, anyone. I don't care if you're white, brown, or black, or Asian, or whatever, that live here in this country that are naturalized citizens, or citizens, period, and you believe in the same thing as they do. That makes you a seditionist and a traitor to this nation. This nation will have a cleansing one day. And when it's done, it is going to be extremely horrible what happens in this nation. And only the righteous will be here. And the righteous as defined under Judeo-Christian beliefs, not under Islamic Muslim beliefs. In that, I have hope. But I'd rather take care of some of this business ourselves. We will not get any help in stopping this invasion from the Democrats, because the Democrat Party is in favor of the same exact stuff that the Islamists, the Sharia law Muslims, and the communists agree with. The destruction of this nation. So don't look to the Democrats to help. Don't look to the Democrats for any assistance. Don't look for them to stand up and become Americans, because they're not. They're Democrats. They're Democrats first and last. They don't believe in this nation. They believe in their party and whatever it takes to hold power. Can you guess on who their God is? It's certainly not the Judeo-Christian God. That's right. It is Satan also, and his demons. And their religion is big government, control, power, coercion, oh man, I can't even say it. Coercion. Anyhow. Just giving you something to think about. You don't have to believe me. I don't care if you do. I don't care if you don't. But I want you to think. I want you to look at facts and logically look at everything that's put before you. Logic, rationale, not with emotion, but apply intellect and logic to what I've said. Apply logic and reason to everything that's put before you. Anyhow, that's my thought for the day on this subject. And I'd like to encourage you to also, remember, listen to my other podcasts. One is called It's Showtime, The Craig L. Hayes Show, where we talk about entertainment and showbiz, obviously. It says that in the name, but kind of. But that's a lot of fun, listening to the stories, the backstage stories, and what goes on behind the scenes in a PG-13 manner. And the other one is called Main Street, The Craig L. Hayes Show. Interviewing people who make the communities we live in work and add to it and make them better. You can find all this on YouTube, and I encourage you to do so. So until then, let's...
You've been listening to the Craig L. Hayes Show. Just thinking.